Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I thought we would be adding on to the recent de-influencing trend, which is so funny because I feel like de-influencing isn't even, the fact that that's a trend is so interesting because that's just what people are like, I don't recommend buying. Remember like back in the YouTube beauty guru days where it was like love it or hate it, or they would just have a list of things that they didn't like. I thought today I would talk about a couple bags that are really popular, a lot of people really recommend, that I just have no interest in. So if you guys are interested, then just keep watching. As always, I have to annoyingly disclaim that if you own any of these bags, if any of these bags are on your wish list, if you love these bags, do not take offense that I don't like them. I just have to say that because you never know what people will react to. But yes, so the first two bags are kind of very similar. I feel like they're both just as popular with one another, and I'm going to be talking about the Marc Jacobs tote and the Chloe tote. So both of these bags, I feel like at least within the last maybe like 6-7 months just really got popular. We'll just talk about one of them at a time. So we'll talk about the Marc Jacobs one first, just because that one is a little bit cheaper. So this one price range is fairly good. If you get a used one, you can get it for like maybe like $200, but a new one I believe is like around $300 to $400. They do have a couple variations in the Marc Jacobs one. You can get it in shearling, the original canvas, and they do have it in leather as well. So obviously the price differences are for each of them. I really like the shearling one because it really reminds me of my UGG Telfar tote. I think if I were to pick one of the three, I would get the shearling one just because it's more unique, I guess. It's not that I have anything against Marc Jacobs, because in 2010, like 2009, 2010, when everybody had the Marc by Marc Jacobs, and then there was like this running gag line on Twitter, it's like Marc by Marc Jacobs by Marc Jacobs by Marc Jacobs thing, because so many of their bags were just like by Marc Jacobs by Marc Jacobs, like redundantly so, and it had like the big plaque on it. But anyways, so there's nothing that I have against Marc Jacobs. I do have one Marc Jacobs bag. Should I go grab it? Let me show you guys. So this is the only Marc Jacobs bag I own, and you're like, Maggie, what? Like, I don't understand it myself. It's a crossbody bag, a shoulder bag, and it's weirdly long. I mean, I have no reason to sell this. I don't wear this at all. I don't think I've worn this out in easily like 10 years for sure. Weirdly enough, it's leather if you guys can't tell, but it's actually in still pretty good shape. Like definitely not new, because I did use this all the time. Like I brought this with me in high school. Like I even still, what is this? Is this like an authenticity card? I think so. I don't know. But anyways, the reason why I'm showing you this is not because I'm a Marc Jacobs hater. It's just, I think Marc Jacobs is nice for the price. It's just me personally, I would rather spend, let's say that $500 with tax or whatever on something a little bit nicer. I can see the functionality of both the Chloe bag and the Marc Jacobs one. They're honestly to me like the same thing. Even though the Chloe one is like $1,000 more expensive, to me they're very similar. I think maybe 2 or 3 of my friends do have the Marc Jacobs one, the really tiny one. I feel like both of these bags are kind of a good dupe-ish to the Louis Vuitton on the go PM, but it's like an even smaller version of the PM. So let me talk about the Chloe one. I feel like if anything, the Chloe one is more popular on YouTube in the luxury community. So many people have this one. I know Chase and Me has this, Handbagaholic has this. Yeah, I mean, it's cute. I actually really like the blocking of it saying Chloe on the straps in the canvas. I think that's really cool. They do have this like pastel-y green one that I think is really cute as well. I've actually never tried this bag on in person. I walked by it at Nordstrom. Maybe I should try it on. Maybe that will convert me. But I don't know, there's just, I would rather have like the Bottega Veneta mini Arco tote, like their new small size. I would rather have that one over the Chloe one. Obviously the price difference is huge, but I'm just talking about aesthetic and style wise. I still like the Bottega one more, or the Louis Vuitton on the go PM size in the Emprunt. I would rather have that versus like the all leather black Marc Jacobs one as well. But I know a lot of people, like I was on Reddit, I see a lot of people love and adore it. It's their everyday like workhorse bag to travel with. You don't really have to worry about it that much because the price point isn't too bad, considering like an Emprunt on the go is like $2,000 versus something that's like $900. So there's no hate. I'm just, not once did I even think about wanting to buy it. Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's cute. Like I understand the appeal, but yeah, I'm just not interested. Alrighty, so the third bag that I wanted to talk about is the Jacquemus Le Chiquit bag, Le Chiquito bag. It basically means like tiny. And for me, I love the colors. Like the amount of color variations that they have available on this bag is phenomenal, like top tier color range. Okay, my issue with this is one, okay, so the super tiny one that honestly I feel like everyone can agree that Jacquemus is what really started the tiny bag energy trend. Obviously Cassie Thorpe really loves it. I think she has like the tiny, either the tiny blue one or the tiny orange one. I think that's cute for like a bag charm. Like I'm not hating out on it because it's like you can't fit anything in a tiny bag. Obviously it's a tiny bag. If you walk into expectations thinking that you can fit something into a tiny bag, you're already just like, well, why are you even in this conversation, you know? I think aesthetically it definitely has its own look to it. I understand why it was very trendy. Like it looks like the epitome of a trendy bag. In 50 years time, I don't see the Le Chiquito being like an it bag. I understand why it's cute. I love that it just says Jacquemus very simply in gold. I think that's really awesome. It's just, I don't know, I think it's the handles for me that I'm just not about. I just like, I've seen people open and close it, like the magnetic closure. I think that's cool. I don't know, it's just the handles. I just, again, I think it looks very trendy, like with boots and a blazer, super cute. But I was never interested in that bag. But alternatively, slow, a lot of Japanese influencers that I follow and Chinese influencers that I follow have the Jacquemus Bambino bag, and I actually like this. Yeah, I think that's why my issue with the Le Chiquito bag is the handles. But the Bambino, it's just like a little handle because you can kind of like top handle it a bit and you can crossbody it. The strap on that one is removable and they have just as many colors as that one. I think proportionally and just more timeless wise, the Bambino I feel like does it more for me. Like the pastel blue Bambino, really, like I love that one. I think even in white, black, but just the size aesthetic, I really like it. I definitely do want to try it on in person. I've never tried on any Jacquemus bag, to be honest. That one is actually interesting to me. So that's like the alternative to the Le Chiquito. Do a lot of you guys own the Le Chiquito? Did you buy it? Do you regret it? Is it one of your favorite bags, your everyday bags? I know Jennie from Blackpink loves the Jacquemus. Obviously she goes to a lot of their like events and their shows and stuff, so it's not that I have anything against Jacquemus. It's literally just the Le Chiquito when that was like on its high, like the peak of everybody wanting the Jacquemus Le Chiquito bag. I think that was what, during the pandemic, maybe like the end of 2020 to 2021, I feel like that was the peak of Jacquemus, like for the Le Chiquito bag. But yes, what do you guys think? Okay, so the fourth bag I thought I would discuss is a bag that's super popular. It's a bag that was gifted to a lot of influencers, I feel, and it is the, and I feel like a lot of you guys are going to disagree with me on this, but it is the Fendi First bag. So it's essentially like a clutch, but obviously they have various different sizes. They have the bigger size, the smaller one. I think the smaller ones and the mini or the micro ones are super adorable, really cute. Some of them come with like that really fine, like if you have a Fendi nano baguette bag, that fine chain comes with the Fendi First ones, I think, the mini ones. I know they have different textures of this bag. They have it in like that gray kind of felt fabric material. The leather ones, obviously, I think the most popular Fendi First one is definitely like that tan caramel color. I think the color is really pretty. I don't know, there's just something to me about the way that it looks. I feel like maybe it's the proportions. Like it looks very classic old school clutch, which I do respect and I do appreciate, but I don't know, the ratio, it's just so fat and it's like a dumpling. If I had to pick between the Bottega pouch bag versus the Fendi First one, I definitely feel like the Fendi First is way more practical, more user-friendly. I've seen a lot of review videos on the Fendi First, so I really like made my decision. The Bottega Veneta pouch bag, it looks so like you have to hold it, like it's very fashiony, yes, but I feel like it's not that user-friendly, because you know what I'm saying. However, in terms of aesthetic, I like the pouch one more, like the little dumpling pouch or the giant dumpling pouch over the Fendi First. I just don't know, maybe it's just because I dress so casually that I just can't wear something like that. Like I don't feel like it would look good on me, and I don't feel like it would match me either. I know, what is it, Alana Davidson got the Fendi First. She got the mini one and the regular size one for free. I saw it on one of her vlogs. So definitely I feel like this was one of kind of those influencer bags. Nothing against that, it's just when a new bag style comes out, like the Dior Bobby bag was an influencer bag, multi-pochette influencer bag. It's those bags that like brands gift to kind of promote it, so it makes it seem like like, oh, people are buying it. I know a lot of people that I follow in Japan also really like the Fendi first, but it's debatable because they go to a lot of Fendi events, so maybe they got it for free, you know what I mean? Because if you get it for free, you kind of have more wiggle room to be like, oh, I love this, it's really cute, as opposed to would I spend like $4,000 on this. And that's the other thing, the Fendi first is like kind of expensive. I mean, Fendi in general is expensive. Like the baguette bag is like $3,800, like with tax, basically like $4,000. So Fendi in general is not cheap. When I first saw pictures of it, I thought it was different. I like that on the slant of the clutch it has the FF on it, but like alternatively, so if we're talking about like that bag style clutch, I would definitely rather have the Bulgari clutch, the one where it has the serpentine on the top. That I like way more than the Fendi first. So yes. The next two bags that I'm going to be talking about, they're not bag specific, more like collections, is the first one. So I'm going to kind of talk about them interchangeably. So the first one was the Gucci and Balenciaga collab. I really was not interested in this at all. I know Dale from Dale's Addiction has, I think, the tote that it says not Balenciaga, but it's like a Gucci bag. It was like the graffiti, like I kind of understand it, but I didn't like it. Like Louis Vuitton has a graffiti collection. It technically was last season, but they had a graffiti collection. I love the way that was done. The colors that they chose, like the blues, the teals, like chef's kiss, that was magnifique, top tier, okay? However, the Gucci and Balenciaga graffiti, I didn't like it. I didn't like anything about it. The font that they chose to write the not Balenciaga, I didn't care for. I really don't have much to say but negative things. So that was the first thing. And then the next one I feel like would be extremely controversial, but I'm just gonna say it. I was not interested in the Fendi and Versace, so the Fendace collab. I know that collab was really old. I'm sure you can get stuff on the pre-loved market. I actually really liked how they did the collection. I just wasn't interested in buying anything from it. Whereas the Balenciaga and Gucci one, I didn't like it, period. Negative, negative, okay? But the Fendace collab, I like that you really got Versace and Fendi. I feel like they blended the two brands really, really nicely and seamlessly. You have the FF print and then you have just the signature like Versace symbol, like the yellow, okay, together. I really like that they had like so many range. They have ready to wear, they had the bags, but let's just talk about the Fendi baguette bag or the Fendace baguette bag. I think it's super interesting. It's definitely for like true fashion lovers and fashion collectors. I'm not a fashion person whatsoever. Maybe that's why I couldn't appreciate it to its full extent. I do understand it and I do like how they did it. I didn't even want like, oh, just like a piece of history, because they're both like big Italian brands. I like how they blended two hugely successful Italian brands together. I know Cassie Thorpe loves it. I think she has like the bomber jacket from there, and then I also think she has the baguette bag as well. I feel like that combination of those two brands embodies Cassie Thorpe like to a T, like to an absolute cherry, okay? I know a lot of influencers that I follow got gifted items from this, and I think it's cool. Like immediately if you see it and you love bags, you can instantly be like, oh, that's a Fendace collab, which I think is really fun and amazing. I had no interest in getting any piece of this. I think it's just for me, I'm not really into the Medusa head. Like I know Versace is really famous for like that top handle bag that's like kind of a flap, you know, like that one, especially like in the all pink one. I just don't know why I just automatically think of that. I'm just not really into that, but for all of you Versace lovers, like go off, love and respect it. Okay, so the last one is more that it's just really popular right now, but I honestly wouldn't say I see a lot of people saying like, go get this, I love this, buy this, da 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 da. It's really more just like influencers and like big influencers, and it is the Louis Vuitton Kusama collection. There's no way you guys don't know, so I won't even like give the intro to this. Louis Vuitton did a collaboration with a Japanese artist. She wears that like abstract design pumpkin on her head. A lot of the bags have like that little pumpkin charm on it. First of all, I don't like the pumpkin charm. I think the pumpkin looks weird, right? But I'm not an art person. I like art history. I took art history in college. I thought art history is very interesting. With this, I don't know. It's just not me. And then the other thing is that I feel like this could have worked, but it's mainly the color selection. One thing that I do have to appreciate, if you guys see the packaging on this, I love the packaging. You guys know, like, I'm packaging fanatic, okay? However, like for example, like the rainbow color dots, idea wise I like it. Rainbow dots on a bag, okay, that's cool. But the rainbow dots I don't like, because I'm deathly afraid of clowns, okay? And clowns always have polka dots on them. So one, it's just already traumatizing from step one. My foot is in the door, I'm already like backing way out of it. Next, then they do like black and white. Black and white things are like terrifying. Like Beetlejuice, black and white stripes, terrifying, okay? But if I had to pick between the two, the colorful ones versus like the red and white spots versus the black and white, I do like the black and white one more. I feel like the black and white one is more muted. It's more kind of like neutral vibes. The black and white, I think on like the Alma BB and the certain pieces like that, I would gravitate more. So if I had to choose between the rainbow dots or the black and white, I would pick the black and white ones. It's more neutral to me. I love what they did, that when you walk in like on glass, when you see the rainbow dots, it looks really nice. And when you watch people's like shopping with me vlogs, when they go into Louis Vuitton, and like they really just put all their money into making the buildings of Louis Vuitton just look so like amazing. But to actually want to buy something from the collection, really like not me. Not even like something really cheap from the collection, maybe like a key clay with the spots on it. It wasn't it for me. I was watching a couple, I'm gonna see if I can find a clip of a couple Japanese influencers that went to, and they were gifted a lot of the Kusama bags. So I think it's cool being like, I bought a piece of this. Like everyone wants to buy something from a collection. If you collect something, it's just like just a little taste, you know, which I think is really nice. But for me, it really wasn't it. I wanted to want something from it, but I didn't. Just nothing really jumped out at me. Was like, oh wow, that's really, really nice. Some things I'm like, oh, that's not that bad. But yeah, I was just really not interested in this. Even when I saw the Giselle Bündchen campaign with it, I was just like, oh my god, Giselle Bündchen is so pretty. And like she made me like it for like a millisecond, but it was really more me liking Giselle, not the bags. So it's like she can wear a potato sack and I'm like, ooh, potatoes sound really good right now, you know, that kind of thing. Alrighty guys, so we have come to the end of today's video. It was a super quick de-influencing one. What do you guys think? Imagine if one of you guys have one of each of the things in my list today. That would be hilarious. Let me know if you guys picked up anything from the Kusama collection. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys did. I'm planning on doing more of these because there's quite a few bags that I'm not interested in, but I also have Loewe Celine Tunnel Vision, as you guys know. Let me know on your thoughts if I should get that Jacquemus bag, because the price point makes it like so tangible, because it's like 2 SLGs, which is nothing, you know. As always, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. It really helps support my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.